Yes, hello and welcome to today's video. Today I would like to share some very important information. And before we start with the topic or with the information, I would like to give some answers in advance before, or I'm pretty sure this question will come up. I will tell you something about my source and how I got this information. Let's refer to my source as Charlie. I cannot tell you exactly who Charlie is, but I got definite proof that he is an insider, and I got definite proof that he is interacting or has interacted with that entity we are talking about today. And he made sure this information I share with you today is filed in documents of the CIA. They know about it. So this is an information that is filed and known to the CIA, but it has never been published. I have no idea why I got this information. I know Charlie quite a while, but lately I got to know his real identity, and I have no idea why I got this information, and I was thinking about if I would share it with public or not, because actually it is not very spectacular. So we are talking about biochemistry today, and it's about an entity. The UFO community thought for a long time that this is real, but what's more relevant to this information is this information is filed in classified documents. So you can consider that this entity that belongs to this information is real. So you see a file name TW20260517001. This is just for handling the file, and we will publish a more detailed document within the next 3 days. And if you refer to this file, you can see that this PDF we're gonna publish is referring to this file. So the entity, Charlie didn't give me any name for it, so we named it TWPH. I come to this back later. So yeah. First I wanna say I'm not suicidal. I will not commit suicide. I'm lucky, pretty lucky with my life. I got a job, so there's no need for me to commit suicide. That just before we start. And before we start, I would like to tell you something that's kind of strange. And I don't know, maybe I'm too stressed with this information or too sensitive, but I will tell you anyway. So yesterday, I went into my backyard, from my house into my backyard. The backyard is like 5,500 square foot, and I was doing some stuff, and then I went back inside and came out like half an hour or an hour later, I don't know exactly. I did not look at my watch. So I got back to my garden, and there were 6 dead birds. So, and they were literally on a space like 30 by 30 foot. So within 30 minutes or 60 minutes, I got six birds on my lawn, and I buried each bird. They were all sizes, like from small bird, and the biggest bird was a common raven with this shiny blue purple feathers. And this is I like birds. I love birds. I love watching them, and this is one of my favorite birds. And I got poultry. Because I have a contract with my poultry, with my chicken. They provide me with eggs, and they can live until they die of natural cause in my garden. So I love birds. So, and then there were, within half an hour or an hour, there were 6 dead birds without a reason in my backyard, almost on one pile. I got a big fence around my house, and I asked the neighbors if they got dead birds in their garden, and they said no, they don't have any dead birds. There was no poison in my neighbors' gardens because everybody has pets. So, and I got a dog, and she usually checks out everything that's in the garden, but she didn't touch or went to the birds. Even she doesn't even get close to them. So that was kind of strange, and maybe I'm kind of crazy because of the story here. So okay, let's start. Okay, we got this. We start with a general description, then we go deeper and deeper, and at the end I got images for you. There are AI recreations, or AI creations. I don't know. I don't have any original photos because Charlie didn't provide any to me, and I understand that. I understand why, and we go further and further into details, and the AI we use to create images is offline. So we don't use online image generators. We use local offline image generators for security reasons. So I'm not an AI artist. I can not define the real or good prompts. So we have to talk about later, but it gives you a pretty good image of what we are talking about. So first of all, the body. High slender neck, small ears, barely visible philtrum, small short bridge of the nose, forehead area roughly 1.4 times larger than humans. The philtrum is the gap, the small gap above your lips. On healthy humans, you see they're very well visible, but you see them barely, or they're very smooth. So, but we got high slender, and you can have an idea of what we are talking about. So the appearance: chalk white hair and skin during the first stage of life. In the later stage of life, the skin can darken due to deposits on the skin and an increase in tyrosine intake from nutrition. the hair then appears brownish red. Head tapers down significantly to a narrow, sharp skin. So height 5'8" to 8'9". So this is what we couldn't get with our AI. We couldn't get this this droplet like head with a big forehead and the pointy shin. We couldn't get the filtrum removed, because every time we told the AI not to show a filtrum, but it always came up. So but you will see it in the image later. So the lifespan, or the eyeball volume is 0.714 cubic inch. Human eyeball in comparison is 0.397 cubic inch. The iris is blue in the first stage and can change to red and in old age as metabolic byproducts of phenylalanine can deposit in the iris over the years. This hormone, or this protein, is very important later in the metabolism. These deposits can spread to the white in the eyeball, causing it to appear slightly tinted. So if you have in young ages like a blue iris that's separated from the eyeball, and it's clearly white. So in further, if they get older, it will cause to appear slightly tinted because of deposits of byproducts. So the lifespan. This is quite interesting. The lifespan is 500 to 800 years, and this can, or maybe can, explain some biblical myths about kings who lived 900 years, or important characters from the Bible who live like 900 years. The lifespan is significantly higher, longer than of humans. So, and the next point is something that is not that was estimated by Charlie. It's not a fact, so it's estimated. I would like to tell you that it's not that is carved in stone. So probably active on Earth, probably over 40,000 years. This is estimated. So activity, and this is kind of interesting, and please draw your own conclusion from it. They always got bonded to humans. They can only operate at night. Humans were needed to be active at daylight. They were at sunlight, and always connected to humans in power. And this is what the UFO community had in mind for a long time, I think, and this is a confirmation for that. And draw your own conclusion from it. Okay, the metabolism. They lack the ability to metabolize phenylalanine to tyrosine, and tyrosine. Let me look on my card. Tyrosine is a pre-product, or is needed to produce melanin, and melanin is the protein that is responsible for darker skin and dark hair and dark eyes, brown eyes, for example, and they are not able to metabolize phenylalanine into tyrosine. Phenylalanine is converted and eliminated via the skin due to the lack of tyrosine synthesis. Melanin production is inhibited. So usually phenylalanine is transferred into tyrosine, and tyrosine will end in melanin. So that's the way of the. I'm not a biologist, or so that's the way I would explain it. And phenylalanine must be transferred out of the body. So what they do is the breakdown products of the phenylalanine are excreted through the skin. The sweat forms a slight sticky, thin film on the skin. If you would taste the sweat, if you would taste the sweat, if you would kiss her or lick the skin from this person, it would not be dangerous to humans, but it would taste sour and bitter. The pH is 3.8 to 4.5, and this is how it is described in the CIA files. For comparison, the human skin is 4.7 to 5.75. So this is exactly the data you can take out from the CIA documents. And yeah, I think this is quite interesting. It's not some stuff that's flying around and you don't see any entities on a table or sitting next to a president or whatever. It's just biochemistry, but I think it's very interesting. So, and the fact that we got this data confirms the existence, and that's the most important part. So what I show you next is what I told you is the AI image we try to recreate, and I will tell you something about that. Okay. This is how they appear. The philtrum above the lips. You see, this is almost not there, or kind of smooth. The nose bridge is kind of smaller, and the tip of the nose is kind of smaller, and the ears are kind of smaller. So that gives you a kind of impression about it. And what you have to consider is that the forehead is not accurate here. It's probably bigger. So you got these arrow-shaped or drop-shaped head where it gets narrow to the chin, and like the chin is kind of pointy. So maybe cat-like. So, but it's not a cat. It's not furry. It's just. But this is how it. The eyeballs are slightly bigger than humans, and the ears are a little bit smaller. What's good in this image is the figure itself. It's slender, and the neck is it's right, like slender, longer neck, and so you have an idea how they look like when they're young, and in comparison, if they got older, as you know, byproducts of the metabolism of the phenylalanine will be in the iris or in the hair, and the hair appears brownish red, or this is yeah, kind of accurate. The hair color is kind of accurate. So probably the skin is kind of darker, and yeah, this is the entity I wanted to confirm they exist, because the data of these entities exist. And this is no mumbo jumbo. This is 100% true. I know it's kind of disappointing, because it's just biochemistry, but it's a confirmation for everything we thought would be real. And this is the activity. Draw your own conclusions from it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. We will publish the PDF within the next 3 days, and we go more into details of the details, but there won't be any more details, because every detail I got I put in this video. But probably there will be more detail on the metabolism and synthesis. The chemical part will probably going more deep. So I hope you enjoyed this information, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.